Still sick, getting slightly better though. I spent the last couple of days catching up and we actually just finished Fontaine's story. Not gonna say anything at all about it for those that haven't finished yet, but I do eventually want to make a video on it because damn. Anyway, continuing on with the Furina series, today we're checking out her signature weapon. If you saw my prep video, you should know we are basically done farming for it. There was nothing locked behind the new area. It is possible we'll need to farm a few of those water dudes, but let's just keep enhancing it as much as we can. We are good for the first star here. Level 40, and the second star is definitely secure as well. Level 50, third star also good. Let's get it to level 60. Fourth star works as well. I'm not sure why I'm surprised. I did prepare for it already. Going up to level 80. Oh, look at that. We actually do need 4 of these purples. We're gonna head to the crafting station first. Oh yeah, look at this thing. The crystal fly trap. I just now got this today. I don't know if the bounty thing has been open since Fontaine has been opened. I never found it. I guess I never even looked for it, but it is there in case you're like me. We can only make 2. So unless we get a sucrose bonus. Oh my God, we actually did. Did we need 3 or 4? I forgot. We needed 3. Okay, that would have been insane though, getting the bonus. And then we're just gonna fight them until we get a raw purple and see how long it takes. That purple is just an artifact. None from this one, but I'm pretty sure over here. Yes, indeed. There we go. That didn't take as long as I thought it would, but here we go. We are already ready to max it. I think this was definitely the shortest farming session for a weapon video ever, but there it is. Level 90. Base stats, as you would expect, very low base attack, very high crit damage as Furina does scale with HP. So the stats are pretty much perfect for her. It could have been HP percent here instead of crit damage, I suppose. But if it was, it wouldn't be as versatile, I guess, which is kind of the main thing I talk about with weapon videos. It's pretty obvious to say it's good for Furina, but who else could it be good for? The base stats alone are gonna be good for anyone that deals damage. Even if they scale with attack, 90% crit damage still makes up for it. But yeah, taking a look at the passive, when HP increases or decreases, elemental skill damage bonus, 8% for 6 seconds, 3 stacks. And then when other party members' HP increases or decreases, the wielder gets an HP increase, 14% HP, 6 seconds, up to 2 stacks. I mean, looking a bit closer at the passive, it doesn't even seem that good of a passive. Up to 24 elemental skill damage and 28% max HP. Like, sure, you could probably keep these stacks very easily with Furina, but the actual stat amounts here aren't anything special. I don't think her weapon is all that mandatory for her. It is most likely her best weapon. It's her signature. It has to be her best, but I can't imagine it's her best by a lot. The main stats are good, but so is Light to Foliar Incisions. And like Festering Desire has more elemental skill damage bonus than her signature and elemental skill crit rate. Honestly, just looking at the passives, R5 Festering Desire is like at least as good as their signature's passive. The big difference, of course, being the 88 crit damage versus 45 energy recharge. I would rather have the crit damage. Anyway, we already talked about weapons in the raising video. I never ended up trying Favonius, but it's probably her best 4-star if you don't have Festering Desire. I know a lot of people probably don't because it's an old event weapon. At the end of the day, what's more important than doing damage with her skill is the damage boost from burst. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at our current sword users. 17 of them by now. Again, I think the base stats are more impressive than the passive is. So first priority for the character would be that they're at least capable of dealing damage. Maybe Nilou is, but I'd personally never use Nilou outside of a Bloom team, and crit damage doesn't do anything for Blooms. It would actually be preferable that the DPS scales with HP, or at least get some bonuses based on HP like Ayato and Kirara. Yeah, I mean, actually looking at the sword users, I don't think there are any purely HP scalers like Furina, but the question is, like it has been with the last few weapons, can we get those stacks? The HP increase decrease stacks. With Furina being a character, if you have her, that's a lot easier now. I kind of wish Furina came out as one of the first 5-star Fontaine characters. That way all those other HP increase decrease mechanics could have been sort of like exploited by using her, because she can just like kind of make that happen all the time with her skill. So then the goal would be to find someone who cares about HP, crit damage, and skill damage. Lynette could be pretty interesting. She doesn't care about HP very much, but she would like the crit damage, and she does already have HP consumption and restoration built into her kit, so you wouldn't even necessarily need Furina in your team for her. I don't think I've even god moded Lynette yet because she wasn't C6. She probably is by now, because I know we got some when we were summoning. I actually want to check that real quick. Going a little bit off script here. Oh, we only got 1, so she's C4 now. C4 does sound pretty good though, increases her skill charges by 1. Yeah, maybe when we eventually get 2 more Lynnettes and do a God mode Lynette, we'll try it on her, but for now I'm just going to keep it in the back of my mind and we'll move on. Kirara actually does get some damage bonuses based on the amount of HP she has, so she actually could take advantage of everything. Her skill does do damage. She's also not God mode yet, also C4 as a matter of fact. So again, maybe in the future, could be okay for I'll Hate Them. I mean, his signature weapon has the same exact base stats. They also do both feature an elemental skill increase. I mean, of course, when it comes to 5 stars, if you have their signature, it's going to be better than someone else's signature, right? That just makes sense. But I'd say if you didn't have I'll Hate Them signature, Furina's signature could actually be pretty solid for him. I never really considered Layla as a DPS or even a sub DPS like Furina can be. I mean, maybe at C6, there's something there. Wow, after all this time, I've only ever gotten 2 Laylas. I know I had a hard time on her first banner, even getting 1, but all this time later, and we've only ever gotten 1 other one. That's crazy. Ayato is another one that doesn't really scale with HP, but does get some damage bonus from having more HP. Although I'm pretty sure for Ayato, it's normal attack damage that's much more important than skill damage. Same for Ayaka, really. I think skill damage is probably the least important thing for her. Also, HP doesn't matter, so the passive is almost completely useless for Ayaka. There are even better 4-star options for Kazuha. Albedo is an interesting case at the very least. I mean, he does get a lot of his damage from skill, and it is of course affected by high crit damage, and since attack isn't as important as def, the low base attack doesn't hurt him that much. For Kaching, the passive isn't useful at all, and honestly, like, not really anyone else either. I mean, the more I look at our sword users, the more it feels like it doesn't really suit anyone, you know? You could try and make it work with some characters, but that's not really the point. I think so far, like, Albedo and maybe I'll Hate Them are kind of the only 2 sort of interesting-ish ones. Lynette is definitely another one, especially because she wouldn't need, you know, someone like Furina to be in the party reducing her HP. She has that built into her kit. Even though I said I wouldn't even try Lynette, that's like the only one. Oh, and that's right, we finally got our Farzan to C6 as well. I've been meaning to do a God mode for her, but I guess just for this video, we will go ahead and use her. Lynette also scales with attack, so I guess we could throw Binny in there and whatever. It's not a super serious like showcase or anything, so we're just going to grab Zhongli as well. Zhongli, Binny, good old days. Back to a simpler time. So yeah, she has it equipped now. I probably would actually give her Golden Troop as well. We'll probably borrow some Furina pieces, just for now anyway. Guess we do need attack as opposed to HP. I know the 4-piece set is definitely meant for more off-field skill DPSs, like I guess specifically Furina and maybe Fischl. It's still 25% skill damage. I don't think I could get a better 2-piece set really. Maybe Desert Pavilion at C6 would be good, but okay. Well, I just raised this random Animo damage goblet I came across and it actually rolled kind of super good. 28 crit damage, 11 attack, and that's actually an on piece in her case, so we could take something off here. I think the attack stance isn't so good. Yeah, I think we're just gonna steal this one from Sarah. Yeah, our crit rate is still a little low. I mean, at C4 with 2 charges here, we might be able to get away with like the Hunter set, but that kind of means my crazy good luck with the Animo goblet was all for nothing. Guess it could be like a Shao off piece. We're just gonna try her like this for now, I suppose. Honestly, I have no idea what to even expect from her. We're gonna fight this new boss once. Need some of this dude's mats anyway. I mean, I guess we can go and start even without the boosts here. What are we getting? Oh, there's like a 37 in there. That wasn't bad, I think. Got like a 37k. Let's try Farzan. So we have like the boost now. Let's try her ultimate. I kind of forgot what her ultimate does at all. I think it's like a Sucrose type thing. It's like, yeah, it's like pulsing over there, but the boss moved. That's kind of annoying. All right, round 2, here we go. Please don't move for a second. Yeah, we got like a 56k skill. That wasn't bad. All right, we have our little ultimate here now, and I think we would like want to try and infuse it. I mean, it is infused with Hydro now because of this boss being a big Hydro ball. I mean, that went okay, I suppose. I couldn't really see much of what she was doing, but yeah, we just wanted to get some of those. Her ultimate, I guess, is kind of like Sucrose's. Maybe that's the more important thing about her, and I'm just focusing on her skill. I also do want to check out if she can consistently keep those stacks, though. So let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's getting the skill stacks. For the HP stacks, someone else's HP needs to be increasing or decreasing, which doesn't work very well at all without Furina in your team, but it's just for the HP, which she doesn't really care about anyway. But yeah, I mean, we have the initial HP recovery here, you could see, and then 2 ticks down. So she should have the stacks like 2 seconds after doing her skill, and then for the next 6 seconds. So that skill is more powerful, of course. I guess we could just see what the difference is between the first and second skill, the one without the 24% boost. So first one is for 17k, and then yeah, we have all the boosts. We should still have them. Now we got a 19.1k. So like per skill, about 2k extra damage. What about without the weapon stacks, but with the secondary 4-piece artifact golden troop set, where we get the extra 25% skill increase. So we're just gonna swap in and do it immediately. 19.1, that's almost the same exact damage. I guess we could try it with both now. We just are kind of quick here. Yeah, now we got a 21. Oh, what? What have you gotten yourself into, Henry? So yeah, I mean, I think it's okay for her. Probably would actually even be better at C6 though, when, you know, she gets the Animo infusion and can kind of be a main DPS in that case. But yeah, I mean, especially with the second passive and the HP stacks down there, this is probably like the most niche weapon ever. Other party members have to have their HP increase or decrease to get the HP stacks here. It's like you can pretty much only do that consistently with Farina. So yeah, I know it's becoming a bit of a theme with these weapon videos, especially recently with the Fontaine weapons. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be like super perfect for anyone besides Farina herself. And even then, when just looking at the passive, there are decently, you know, good options. Base stats are good. Passive is honestly a little mid in my opinion. But yeah, I know that's not like super satisfactory or anything, but it's like such a niche weapon, I don't even know what to say. It does have really good base stats, arguably like the best base stats of weapons. So if you like just started playing today and you happen to get the weapon on a lucky pull, you could use it on pretty much any damage dealing sword user and it's going to be good. It's just that the passive is going to be either useless or hard to obtain for most sword users. Again, that's kind of been the case with the last few Fontaine signature weapons as well. Although, I mean, now with Farina being a character, those other Fontaine weapons and even the, you know, hunter set here, you know, the possibilities have opened somewhat. My main issue with this weapon is that it is Farina's signature weapon. It's quite unlikely that you would have the weapon, but not Farina. And while Farina could be the key to triggering the passives of the other Fontaine weapons, like Nouvelette's book for other charged attack catalyst users or whatever, in Farina's signature weapons case, I don't see why anyone would go out of their way to separate Farina and her signature weapon. That might sound a little confusing, but in a nutshell, you could make a case for the other weapons that have these HP increase decrease stacks because of Farina existing, but not really for Farina's signature weapon. Make sure to tell me what you think though in the comments down below. Dropping a like or subscribing if you enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks as always for watching, and until next time.